Hello, hi, welcome to Angel Readings with Nikki. I want to say a hi and a huge welcome to all my new subscribers. I'm so happy every time I see a new subscriber, and I really want to extend a really warm welcome to you and let you know that you're really very welcome here. Secondly, I really need to apologise. I believe I wasn't heard properly yesterday, and that the video wasn't loud enough, so I'm going to make a conscious effort to speak up. I cannot believe how many times I've been told to speak up in my lifetime, and I will try to remember to do it. Okay, now I want to do a bringing messages reading in, so another what we need to know reading. And what I might do, I'll try to do it today, because the whole point of me doing the readings is for you, the viewers, and it's not much good if you can't hear them. So what I might do is I might bring the video up yesterday where I couldn't be heard, and not so much redo it, but I might put the cards back on the table and do a quick summary, so that you know, if you felt it was for you, you at least know, you can at least hear what was said. So I'll try to do that later, and I'll go back through the video. Okay, but on to today's video. Okay, now I feel like a lot of these cards want to be involved today. They do. All of them. It's going to be a bit of a long reading today. Well, we might have several different readings, and that's always great. So let's get started. What do we need to know? What messages are coming through? And as always, I'm using Reiki healing with the reading, which is a healing energy. And it's always intended for the greater good. And I send it out to every viewer, just Reiki healing. And I really hope you're picking up on that. We are also asking archangels, angels, positive elements and energies to help and assist with the reading and to send forward any messages. And I will try not to make a mess of everything by forgetting what I'm doing. Okay, oh, these cards are, these feel like they've got a lot to bring. These are positively vibrating. So that's good. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are already aware we had Pluto going into Aquarius yesterday, which is, what that means is it's a huge time for transitions, new beginnings, which is lining up perfectly to what we've been talking about, and I think it's needed. And a lot, it's going to be like a power struggle, so people who are in power also, it's kind of like bringing all that together. Now yesterday we had the farmers marching into London, and I think that's just the tip of the iceberg, to be perfectly honest with you. I think they'll be back. And I think that's only the start of this disruption. I mean, we've heard of winters of discontent before, but I don't think we've seen anything yet. I think we've got a lot coming. I think we have a lot coming. I also want to mention, trying not to forget, oh yeah, we've got Pluto in Aquarius, which is here until, if I'm not mistaken, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, the 8th of March 2043. I keep wanting to say 1943. We're not going backwards. We are sticking with the chronological time at the moment. So 1943 must be significant somewhere, because I keep wanting to say 1943. But no, it's here until the 8th of March 2043. The best part of 20 years. So we have entered a whole new energetic shift. Which is great. There's blocks on these cards. We always have somewhere where there's blocks. So let's sort this out to get the reading out. And these are relationship cards. So that's quite interesting. That's coming up straight away on relationship cards. Yeah. They really are stuck. So I think when we're reading these cards, we're going to be reading about someone who's I'm not sure if blocked or stuck is the right word. So when the cards are out, we'll have a good look at them, because there is something sticky there. And it's not a quick resolve. So we'll probably bring these up straight away. Yeah, they really are messing about. That's a bit better. I'll take 2 from there, and I'll get the our energy cards ready, because I just like to be able to go through the cards and just do the readings without having to keep shuffling cards and stopping. I prefer to keep the readings, once we're going, continuous. The energy always feels better for me that way. Just so the new subscribers know, I always try to video from above so that you can see the shuffling, the card selection, which I always think is important, that you can see the cards coming out and being selected on the table, rather than, you know, the cards being shuffled and then say maybe then the cards come back. I like that you see the whole process. And then you can follow along with the whole story. As we've got the cards on the table, you can see them and you can follow the story to see where I place them, and how sometimes I can see a bridge or a link between them. So I want to bring out 2 energy cards here. Place them there. For some reason they seem to live there now. That's their new spot. And we'll keep them there, and I'll try not to forget about them. Okay, so what have we got? We've got the Angel of Times, working too hard. Ghosts of the past, breathe. That's a significant, very significant card this morning. We've got Comfort, Blessing in Disguise, Wedding, which I feel goes here. Change in direction. Let go of fear now. What was this one? Admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. We've got Children and Passion. And that's how I feel where our little spread is at the minute. And anything that's overlapping is meant to be. Right, so we've got the Angel of Time. So straight off, this is somebody who's working too hard. And probably not for a lot. So it's almost as though you've heard the expression, work smarter, not harder. And it's almost like you're wearing yourself down and you're doing absolutely everything. You're putting in all the hours, all of your effort, not just at work but at home as well. And you're not really seeing the rewards. You're not seeing the rewards. I mean, all the wealth and everything is sort of behind you. you're not, it doesn't feel like it's kind of coming with you. And it's just, if you feel like you're almost a cog in the machinery. You're just, and I feel like you've been saying to yourself, you know, is this all there is? Is this all that it is? Was I born just to do this? And the answer to that is no, you wasn't. And we've got the change in direction card, which is fantastic, especially as we have literally just entered the phase of Pluto in Aquarius. And it feels like that's coming, all this is coming sort of like a fruition thing for you. There's going to be a change in direction. Up until now, you've been working too hard and not really getting anywhere. And it comes out with the Ghosts of the Past card. So the past returns for a time, which I think is linked a little bit to your change in direction. It's kind of funny because I was taught, when I said that Pluto is in Aquarius until 2043, I did say, I keep feeling like I want to say 1943, which is the past. It's like we're going back, you know, like we're looking behind us and not in chronological date order. And I kind of feel that's coming through straight away on here. There's something in your past. Yep, there's something in your past and it's kind of sneaking in now. And I think it's for a positive. Yeah. Let's see if we can get a bit more for that for you. Because it affects your home life. It affects your work life. It's almost like a hankering to go back to do things how they used to be done. I feel like there might be a route. So I feel like you're living in a city, and I feel like you're going to move to the country, but not what I would call the deep countryside, kind of on the borders. And it's I think it's where you was born. So you've already moved for financial and work and family reasons, and you're going, I think you're looking at going back. There might be, I'm certain there was, it's like the question has been, it won't be financially beneficial. You're going to take like a pay cut, but you know that for your family, and it's not even just spiritual growth, for your family and your well-being and your personal happiness, it will be better. And that's why you're going. So you kind of weighed up, it's like it's like the scales. You've weighed up better life quality or money, and you've come that actually better, the quality of life is better, and you want to make better memories. So that's where we've got the ghosts of the past, and the past returns for a time. And I think it is like you're harking back to how I was raised and how I want things to be different from my family. And I do feel like you're not getting anywhere. Sort of, you're working, you're just working. There is nothing else. It's work. Even at home, you've got work at home. Work has actually invaded your personal life so much, and I can really feel that strong here. And you want a better work-life balance, and that's why we've got a change in direction, which also features family and children. So that, I think, is one individual reading. Now here we've got the wedding card. But it's not a wedding. It's a relationship, but not a wedding. That you don't want to get married, and you've got no intention of getting married, and you're very happy as you are now. You've been with your partner for 20 odd years, and you wouldn't get married now. You don't need to, you don't want to, there's no point. You're very happy. great passion, you've got children, everything's fine, but there's a cloud over you, and it's only you are feeling it. Nobody else is feeling this cloud, and you've got like a little shadow over you, and you think you feel like something's going to burst your bubble, and it's not. And you're bringing in doubt and insecurity where there doesn't need to be any. And we've got this card here hiding away back here, which I bring on top. So we've got let go of fear now, because that's what you're bringing into the relationship, because you think something's, you're almost, by imagining the problem and by focusing on what you think is a cloud over the situation, you're actually creating that, because we create what we think. You're creating the problem, and there isn't a problem here, and you can't even put your finger on what the problem is. You just feel like there's an ominous energy or cloud over you. But if I was to say to you, pinpoint exactly where it was, you wouldn't be able to. You would just say, it's a feeling I've got, and it's the feeling of fear, and you're being, I wouldn't say controlled or manipulated by dark energy, but they would very much like to get a foot in the door and disrupt a happy home. And you don't need to let, oh well, no, don't let it. You don't need to let it. You absolutely shouldn't let it. So let go of that fear and that anxiety and that worry, and focus on positive energy. And I think one of these energy cards will be for you. And I would say we've got the breathe card, which is take a deep breath, exhale, and let that go. But I would also say that the breath card is bringing in new energy, which is a positive. This again, although we've got the let go of fear card, this is a positive reading for you as well. But you've got to not invite drama where there is no need for drama. The breath card, again, it plays very nicely with Pluto and Aquarius. It's a new beginning. It's like, take a deep breath and start again. It's a new energy, and it brings new beginnings in with it. But I also think you literally need to take a deep breath and focus on the positives, because it's like something's drawing you to the negative, and I feel like I'm being pulled to focus on the negative, and that's not you, that's not your personality, and that's not where you and your family are at, or usually, and I would say usually are. So I would say, whatever this is that's trying to pull you in, don't let it. If you're familiar with sage and you know, smudging, do that, because you know, you can buy I mean, you don't have to buy the whole sage smudge stick. You can just get some sage as an incense stick that you just like a taper, and you just light it and you let it burn. You must open a window. The bad energy has to go somewhere. If you don't open the window, it just goes round and round and round, and it's still there. So when you're burning the sage, open the window, even if it's only a crack. It's only going to take about half an hour for the whole sage stick taper to burn down. Open the window just a crack, so that the negative energy that seems to be circling has somewhere to go. You know, make the house uncomfortable for it by burning the sage, but you want it to be so uncomfortable it leaves, and it needs to leave through a door or a window. So I would advise you to do that. Now, moving along. Oh, I want to bring in your energy card. Like I said, I don't want to forget. Protection, that's such a lovely card. So for all of this, you're being protected, which is going to be fantastic. When you're burning your sage, know that you are being protected, but also, because we've got this protection card coming in, also ask Archangel Michael to protect you while you're burning the sage. So call protection in, but also know that you are protected. You know, no harm is going to come to you because you burned a sage taper smudge stick in your house. No harm's going to come to you. And have the window open a crack, you're only going to get positive with this. And I send healing reiki to you and your home as we're doing this. But no harm's going to come to you. You're going to be fine. All right. Then I want to move on, and we've got the comfort card, which is you literally you're going. So what you've got is you're going through a really hard time. And this is someone who's very depressed. I'll move these out the way so you can see all the cards. So I think that might be overlapping. This is somebody who's very depressed and really struggling in life at the moment. And you think that everything that you've worked for and believed in is all coming to an end, and it's not. It really does feel like it is. I mean, me saying it's not, I'm hearing back, and how would you know? Take comfort in that you're being comforted. So I want you to take some time, if you can, light a candle and stare at the flames. And while you're staring at the flames, see if you can feel the comfort that is around you. And you should feel like a warmth, like almost as though someone's trying to put a blanket, but you won't feel it physically, but there's a warmth around your shoulders, and that's you being comforted. And that's one of your signs that you're to look for, is you would almost feel as though someone's putting a blanket around your shoulders. It does feel like everything's coming crashing down. You know, every which way you look, it's a negative situation. Work, your home, your family, and everything feels like it's crashing down. And it's, you know, it's like everything happens in freeze. Everything's going wrong, and this isn't working. I feel like there's problems even for shopping. Everything's gone wrong. But what we've got, along with comfort and know that you're being comforted, what we've got coming in is blessings in disguise. And this really is reading like the whole new energy, the Pluto in Aquarius. It really does feel like, yeah, we're tipping all the scales up. We're pushing everything over. Everything's topsy-turvy. Well, that's simply because it really is a whole new energy for the next 20 years. And we're going to come in, they're not going to come in quietly, pushing stones to the side. Then they're knocking the rocks down. They're coming in bold, and they're pushing everything to the side, and they're not taking any nonsense. And that's the energy that's coming in now, and it's forceful, and it's been patient and patiently waiting to come in, and now it's here, and it's going to make waves. And be aware that it's a blessing in disguise. So what appears to be a problem is actually part of your answered prayer. It just doesn't feel like it at the moment, but in time you'll see that it is. You're going to understand the reasons behind your present situation as everything starts to resolve itself. And trust in the protection and the comfort and the infinite wisdom, and know that your prayers are being answered. Along with this, we've got admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. So what it says at the bottom is it's like a prayer that you can say or adapt. I feel like you will want to adapt this prayer. And it's, I appreciate your support in helping me to face my feelings with grace and acceptance, so that I can be lovingly honest with myself and others. And thank you to Archangel Michael for giving me courage and strength. And that comes in very nicely with our comfort card, because you've got Archangel Michael coming in to give you comfort, courage and strength. And also for helping you to face your feelings, because you're being comforted, but also your feelings require acknowledgement. Not just from comfort, but from you accepting them. and you kind of have to accept the situation to move on. And I really want to be putting the cross on you on here, because I really feel it's important, and I think that this resonates with you quite a lot. I feel you're drawn to this at the moment. But you have to accept to move forwards. And once you've accepted, and instead of kind of fighting the situation and saying, not why me, because I don't think that that's your personality, but why is everything happening all at once? What, you know, everything. I could have coped with this, I could have coped with that, but everything's going wrong. You know, it's like a question mark there. Everything. Accept the situation for what it is, because then you can start to move forwards. And I feel that that's important, to start moving forwards. Know that you're being comforted, and ask Archangel Michael for comfort. But also know that this is a blessing in disguise, and it's going to work for you in your favour, and you're going to feel that. And I want to bring in this energy card now, which is the Moose, which is wisdom. And this is a wisdom. I feel you're very wise generally, but also it's calling on you to recognise your wisdom, and to recognise that sometimes everything does, this is what I'm hearing, so I'm going to say it, everything goes tits up sometimes, but it resolves itself in the end. And that's not an expression I generally use, but I feel that it's an expression that you and your mother would use. Everything's gone tits up, and that's how it feels. And know that it's a blessing in disguise. And we've got the Moose card, which is the wisdom card, and yeah, I'm getting that, and I won't be able to quote it properly, but you know, accept the you know, like, it's accept what you can change and what you can't change, and know, and have the wisdom to know the difference. That kind, there's a saying, and I can't remember it, and the more I try, the more I'll hash it up. But we've got the Moose card for wisdom, and it's like, no, you asking for, not even asking, you already know the difference between the things I can change and the things I can't, and having the wisdom to know the difference between them. So let your head and your mind reach to the stars, yet keep your feet on the earth. So it's like a little bit of common sense as well. Listen to the ancient wisdom that is in your soul, because you are a really wise, sensible person. I feel like people have described you as the salt of the earth. And allow your ancestors to come through and to help you with this situation. You know that they want to help you, and you have to accept the situation as it is for now. But once you've done that, you're going to start seeing little blessings coming from it, and you go, do you know what, if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't have this now. And I'm so happy with how this is resolved. And that's how I feel you're going to be speaking in the very near future. You know, and I can almost hear you're saying, you know, if that hadn't have happened, we wouldn't have had this now, you know. And I never would have realised that that was a blessing in disguise. And that's exactly how it's going to play out. That's exactly how it's going to play out for you. So I love doing these readings. I hope you've enjoyed them. And I'll see you all again soon. Take care.